Hello, everybody, and welcome to the finals of PML 2020. Uh, I will be commentating here with my blue eye and my regular eye, Tipzntrix, and I am joined by Plentiful Pie here,
Hello!
the
I'm
sentient
back from
talking
yesterday.
glass of milk with cookies.
Yes. Dip me in me.
All right. um. So, you were here yesterday, but for
Yeah.
those viewers who weren't here yesterday, you want to talk a little bit about yourself before we get started?
Yeah, I'm Plentiful Pie, or Pie for short. I guess I'll talk about the Mahjong aspect. I'm next to PML, so I discovered PML last year thanks to Chen, the organizer of this tournament. And yeah, I went to PML a couple of times. They're very welcoming. And then I've been playing online league with them for a few months in since quarantine. So yeah, I'm a relatively new player, but I've always been interested in mahjong. So this is a great thing to do to just see more mahjong.
Yeah, and you said you had actually started with Chinese rules from you were very young.
Yeah, I've known about the Chinese rules since I was young, but I think I found like the Ricci mahjong through like Tenho, the browser one, and also from like Akagi, like anime things like that. So I've
Yeah,
been playing mostly by myself until I found out, hey, there are other people who also play mahjong in my area.
yeah.
Hot mahjong players in your
In
area.
your area. I feel like the West Coast has got to be rife. I mean, partly because of the demographics, but also I just when I think of the old mahjong scene, I at least outside of Japan, obviously there's Gemma from the UK who's the president of WRC, but when it came to North America, I always thought of it as coming out of the West Coast. Um,
Definitely.
yeah, because there are also a lot of like real life places to play mahjong there. So my friends,
Mm-hmm.
my friends and I also did start with Chinese rules to begin with, and some of
Mm-hmm.
them still don't play Ricci because they don't want to deal with all the complicated scoring and Furuten
Yes.
and things. But
Yes.
when it comes to online, just there are a lot better Ricci clients in comparison to other rules. So getting into online mahjong, you almost
You
it's
definitely need to get
yeah.
into Ricci mahjong for all the good clients and the gacha and all of that.
Yeah. Also, the computer does the scoring for you, so you don't even have to worry
Yeah.
about that. So that's fun.
Yeah, I know. The scoring definitely scares me a little bit.
All right. So, the final standings have not been updated yet. I guess because nobody has a game. But
No.
our players here, we have Lemonel as the first East seed. That's Elodie from Montreal, however, whatever kind of accent you want to put on it. Uh, and so she's a very strong player who's placed quite well in a number of tournaments, but I don't think I've seen her name in first on any of them. So this could be
Hmm.
her first opportunity to win a big tournament,
Hmm.
or I could just be mistaken. You'll have to,
They did have a very good last round in the semis as well. If I
yeah,
remember correctly, they did very well and built up a very good lead.
that's right. And we have Nobita-kun Austin here in the South seat from PML. The home favorite representative here
Yeah.
for the PML Open. Then we've got Pio in the West seat, and Pio is from Richinomi, New York City. So those are
Hmm.
the East Coast invaders coming to take the
Yes.
PML prize. And then lastly, we've got Timo all the way from Europe. So we have representation
Oh,
from all around all around the
very
world here, it
diverse
would seem.
table.
Yes.
Lots of stake here in terms of reputation.
Yeah. Okay. So to start, We have Elodie's got an okay hand, maybe 7, 8, 9 Sanchoku, a couple
Mm.
pairs.
Love to
Uh,
see the Sanshoku happen.
yeah, you can see the extra east wind. Uh,
Orichi already from Pio.
yeah, Austin's got an okay hand, but it's not quite that fast. And the isolated Dora against Pio's reach is going to seem very scary. Pio, of course, reaching on the 3-so, has Tanyao with Richi, 3-so weight only, very spicy. And then Timo on the left, looking at 4 pairs right now, has the deal in tile in hand.
Mm-hmm.
So we will see what takes place.
Yeah. And with the isolated Dora, they might go for a Cheetoy if they want to use that Dora effectively. But never mind,
The
Pio takes
power of
it.
Sanzo. That's
So
reach Sumo Tanyao. Must be an Ura to reach Mangan.
it
The Sanzo strikes off.
strikes again. Yes, you do not disrespect it. And everyone's paying the tax.
Alright. Over in East 2 here. We've got Austin in the dealer now with a nice 6-7-8 already finished in Sozu. On the right, Pio does not have any finished melts, but there's a nice Ryanman and 4 pairs, so Pio gonna have to make a decision on that. Across the table, Timo with an Anko of 5 man. That's nice. Also 5, 6, 7, so Timo pretty far out. And Elodie on the left, Dora of her own wind. Only a pair, not a triplet yet, but the other 2 are still in the wall. Another pair in hand, 5, 6, 7 pin. So Elodie out to a really good start here.
Yeah, if they pung that, they might make back what they lost in the previous round.
Yeah, and then some. Because it was a sumo, so Elodie being the dealer did have to pay double on it. Timo there drawing the Dora. So that Dora is actually going to be a huge problem for Timo. Timo's hand is really fast, but not as
They have to
valuable as
discard
Elodie.
it. It comes out. Things are starting to move now. Elodie with the Yaku with basically a Mangan, right? Basically.
Yes, Elodie 1 away from
guaranteed Mangan.
Tenpai. We are playing with Kiriage Mangan, WRC rules. So 30 Fu 4 Han is a Mangan, which is what Elodie has here, basically. Austin in the dealer seat 1 away from Tenpai. That's interesting. Do you Richi this, even seeing the Mangan on the table?
I might. It is a little early. We don't know what the flow is right now. We know Pio got early with that Richi. But Austin, being the dealer, might want to just pressure other players with a Richi.
Yeah, and already Elodie Tenpai. Timo fortunately can fit that tile into his hand, but this one... big evasion.
Maybe they see it.
Yep. Big evasion there. Unfortunately for Elodie, her discard pile looks a little bit like a like a half flush.
And we have a Khan into Dora 4 for Timo, but doesn't matter because Pio runs again.
Pio waiting on Sanzo again. Saves.
Oh.
Save. Go ahead.
Praise be the Sanzo. Everybody drop that emote in the chat if you're a subscriber.
Oh my goodness. Pio with the Sanzo again saves him from 2 different Mangan. 2 different Dora 3, Dora 4.
Dora 4.
Truly, the charm I'm wearing is working already. Anyway, Pio this hand has an Anko of 1 pin, has another Sanzo weight with that 1 2-so. Maybe
we'll
not
see if
anymore.
It comes down to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Timo on the right has that Para North. Does have 2, 3, 4 pin, so Timo not too shabby. Decent speed across the table. Lemonel has 5, 6, 7 man. Some decent shapes there, but still looks to be 3 away from Tenpai. And on the left, Nobita-kun has a pair of Red Dragon and the isolated Dora. When you have isolated Dora honors like that, it's really nice when you have the Yakuhai pair, the red dragon here, so you can call and you can try and pair weight on the Dora at the end.
That is possible.
Yeah, those guest win pairs can be pretty interesting because people might still discard them. They really don't fit into many people's hands, and so even though they're more valuable and dangerous, people might still get rid of them.
Yeah. Especially if you're going for sequences, it might be just faster going for like a Ryaman weight as well.
That's right.
We'll see if it comes out of their hand.
The two-sided Ryanman sequence weight. Like having a 4-5 and waiting on a 3 and a 6 on each side. So Pio gets a chance to use the Tusa once again and decides to take the wall up on its offer this time, getting a 3-so weight once again.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to see Pio abandoning Sanso in
Well, still has the 3-so weight, but lost Sanchoku chance.
And then Teemo Richi's going for possible Ipeco. Tanyao, Richi, possible Ipeco as well.
That's right.
And Pinfu. So that could turn out to be quite a hefty hand.
Yeah, Pio does have a deal-in tile here, but Pio might just be defending. Other than that, well, that's gonna lock the 3-7 so into Austin's hand, making it again harder for Teemo to catch this tile. But there's still 3 in the wall. Two in the wall. I forgot one is in Teemo's hand.
Yes. Yeah. So there is still a 4-so and a 7-so in the wall.
Ooh, scary Dora for Elodie. Scary Dora. Yeah, indeed, Elodie is cowed by the Dora and does not want to discard it. Oh, but draws one for her trouble. Yes, willing to push the 2-mon.
And it is Elodie's seat as well, so...
That's right. There's only 10 tiles left in the wall, though I can't see Austin discarding the Dora here to help Elodie out. Elodie has a number of different ways to Tempai, though. Some more dangerous than others. The 6-so, not safe. Actually really close to the true deal-in tile.
Teemo Sumos, and that is with the Uradora.
Yep, the Uradora gets Teemo out of that cursed Sumo Pinfu Forhan. So Sumo Pinfu is the only hand in the game that will give you 20 Fu. So getting it on Forhan, it's almost cursed because instead of the Mangan, you get 5,200. Well, as non-dealer. But with the Uradora that showed up, that's 5 Han, and now Teemo has the Mangan.
And it is their dealership this turn.
That's true.
With 2 Dora already.
So this is pretty interesting. The Dora are a nice pair, but Teemo's hand kind of slow here. 3 pairs so far. Honestly, I feel like one of his best shots is 7 pairs, but maybe sometimes you want to hold the honor tiles here. In fact, Teemo does break a pair, holding the honor tiles, the Yakuhai tiles rather, in order to call them maybe later.
Yeah, maybe he's hoping for some other tiles to come in and help him.
That's right. Elodie on the right has a pair of south and a completed 6-7-8 pin. So Elodie could be really quick out with a 1-han hand, or could stay closed because there aren't any souths out yet. They're all in the wall, and try and go for a Richi. That would be a very interesting decision because she is in last right now, and it's East 4, so we're almost halfway through the game. So Elodie might be looking for points. This finals series is only 2 games, so this game is half the total score. Elodie finds Dora there and has a way to use it. Unfortunately, now Austin is Austin's Damaten has no Yaku though, cannot roam. Those
Oh.
white dragon are normally would be Pinfu, but the white dragon are Yaku tiles, which means they're worth 2 Fu as a pair. The literal translation of Pinfu is like without Fu. So the actual definition of a Pinfu hand is just a hand that doesn't have Fu in it. A lot of people will use a more complicated definition because saying, oh, it doesn't have Fu doesn't make sense to a lot of new players.
Yeah.
But that is the actual definition. So when you get like more advanced, you do look and you see, does your hand have Fu? Okay, so Austin does do a Richi called a Karagiri Richi. When you draw a tile that's in your hand and you discard the copy in your hand to make it look like you've changed your hand, but you really haven't done anything. Oh, wait.
It put.
Austin knows what's in the wall? What?
Austin has the eye.
Oh, Richi's at the
Oh,
perfect time to
what
land
timing.
Ipot Sumo.
That's amazing.
Right on time.
Yes. We also saw Austin earlier dodging with that, keeping that one pin that was the Duan tile into their hand. So maybe Austin has the eye. Pio has been blessed with the Sanso, but Austin has the what do you call it?
The third eye, the Mahjong
The third eye, yes.
Oh my goodness. Richi's at the perfect time. Elodie this hand has a pair of Easts. It is her wind and she's in the dealer slot. That Dora is very inefficient, but it's still valuable, so Elodie holding on to it here, that 1-1. Austin, on the other hand, has a decent use for his Dora. It's got the 1-2 on the left. In fact, Austin is 1 away from Tenpai already. The weights are not good, but this early it might not matter, especially with that extra Dora. Pio across the table is looking at 2 completed melds, so that's not bad, and an extra pair. So Pio about 2 away from Tenpai, and then Timo on the left looks to be about 4 away from Tenpai.
Yeah.
So many isolated honors there.
Yeah.
But pairs up south.
South. So that could be a way for him to start his hand.
Yeah. Do you call East here if you're Elodie in the dealer position?
You know, Elodie is in last place, and perhaps just even getting a small hand would be a good start to kind of start turning things around and keeping that dealership. So I think I would, yes.
Yeah. The one thing I would consider here is she does have 4 pairs. But she does call it, especially with the 3-mon that connects to the Dora. Before she didn't have a way to use Dora, but now she does.
She discards a 4-pin, hoping to get more of this sequence, calling more sequences. 2-mon.
Big draw for Elodie there. Fills in
draw.
the Dora weight.
Yeah. So just 1 away now.
Yeah, interesting to consider Timo's hand on the left as well. There's a half-flush potential there. But the dealer's already called. In fact, the dealer's already Tenpai.
Very good Tenpai, but Austin calling... Oh, doesn't matter.
Yeah, Austin on the 3-mon weight there was able to avoid dealing in because the 5-pin fit right into his hand. But Pio, unfortunately, has both the 5 and the 8-pin, so not able to avoid dealing both of them.
Yeah. And Elodie gets an extra stick, so...
Yep.
Their comeback might start now.
This hand of Elodie's is interesting. It looks to be about 4 away from Tenpai. Maybe 3 now after that draw. But the pair of red dragons and the Dora means that Elodie could call to make this a lot faster. Like when you see a hand like this, don't you think if you wait for the tiles to draw, you feel like it's really slow, right?
Yeah. Oh, but that's a very good draw.
Never mind. I guess.
Never mind.
Oh,
That's how Mahjong is. Like things could change with just 1 tile, and it changes your whole perspective on your whole hand.
Yeah, Austin draws a really nice 2-so as well on the right to fill in the 1-2-3-so weight. So Austin well on his way to Tenpai as well. Looks to be about 2 away now. Elodie makes the call. Elodie 2 away, but
2 away.
will not be able to use the red dragon if she goes Tempai that quickly. So really 3 away if she wants the second Yakuhai. Oh, there's the shot. Now 2 away, even with red dragon. Across the table, Pio's actually been working on his own closed hand. Seems to be 2 away from Tempai as well. Those easts are not Yakuhai, so Pio can make Pinfu from this hand, but cannot really call. Then on the left, Timo has also been making a monstrous hand. 2 away from Tempai for Timo. Closed, that's pretty big. Open, I guess Timo's hand isn't actually that scary. It's probably 1 Han open. But if Timo can reach this could be a huge blow.
They do have a potential Sanchoku if they draw a 5-mon and then shift things around. Never mind.
Timo 1
but
away.
They are getting closer though. Oh,
LD
Tenpai. Is Tenpai.
Austin has to make decision. Cuts the 3 so because it's had 3, 4, 5, 6 there.
And Sumo's with the tune.
Yeah, LD gets her more expensive win there.
Yes.
Yeah, the difference between 2 and 3 Han here actually massive as the dealer. Basically 3,900 points. So getting the red dragon instead of the was it 4-mon, I think?
Yeah.
Massive. 4 pin.
Yes.
Basically worth 4,000 points for Elodie here. Elodie has a really nice hand here. This is very interesting. Would you call any of the 7s here for Elodie?
No, I need some convincing on this Sanchoku business, to be honest.
The thing is, she already has 2 Dora, so it's decently valuable and only 2 tiles away from the Sanchoku.
But it would be quite obvious if she calls one of those, saying like, "Hey, I'm going for Sanchoku."
True.
And might make it like less likely for people to drop.
It's actually kind of funny. Austin here on the right also had the 789 Sanchoku, although Austin had 2 less tiles. Austin had 6 of the 9 tiles necessary, and it overlapped with Austin's 888-mon. So you can see Austin cut the 7-mon. Unfortunately, drew the 6-mon like after, so kind of a backfire there for Austin.
Yeah, Austin's struggling a little bit in this game.
Yeah. Across the table, Pio has what looks to be a Tanyao hand. Probably a little bit slow without calling, though, I would say. But that's a good draw for Pio. A nice 5 to go with his 4-mon. Then on the left, Timo's working on his hand. He's 1 away from Tempai. None of the weights will give him Pinfu, though, so that's a Richi Nomi. Unless he waits a little bit longer for better tiles. There we go. Pinfu opportunity. Oh, I think...
Oh, and gets pumped.
Elodie's chi was probably stolen there. And now it's looking really bad for Elodie. With only 1 7-mon left, you can see Elodie cut the 9. Giving up on that 789-mon.
Yeah, Elodie might need to do something faster. They do have an Ipeiko now, but they're still they still need to do something.
Yeah, well, Elodie I think just has to draw at this point. Elodie can't call any longer. There's no open Yaku in Elodie's hand. Ipeiko being a closed Yaku, which you can only make when you have not called any tiles. So that's useful for a pair weight at the end. If Elodie draws the 7, so here she has a 6-9 pin weight. That is Furiten though.
Furiten though, yeah.
The north might actually be a better weight because it's not Furiten. They're actually all in the wall. Not a single north has been drawn by any player. And Elodie setting up for it. Ooh, Austin pulling a Dora. That's... Sometimes Dora is a blessing. I think here is a curse. Elodie discarding north to follow. I think considering the 5-mon very dangerous, especially against Pio. Oh, that's a deal in tile against Pio, but it fits into Austin's hand really well. In fact, Austin is Tempai here if he's willing to cut Dora, but it's so scary.
Yeah.
It is absolutely frightening. Oh, the guts! The guts from Austin to Ricci, discarding the Dora. final line. Elodie
Oh,
calls. Elodie doing a
might
forced
be.
rotation to Tanya?
They might just be trying to get into Tempai to keep the dealership. Not sure.
Yeah, if she wants to cash in the 3 Dora, she has to go for Tanya, but
Tanya, yes.
doesn't get a chance
And
to.
Austin.
Yeah, Austin rewarded for his courageous discard of the Dora. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. And this time, Austin got it. Reach Sumo and one other Han there. I think it was Tanya, but I can't remember.
No,
Anyway.
no. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, anyway, 4,000 points for Austin. Austin now with 2 Dora, so after being willing to cut the Dora, Austin pulling more Dora. They fit into his hand very well. Basically, Tanyao Pinfu possibly with 2 Dora. You're looking at a dealer Mong on there. A huge turn of the game. Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be too slow. Pio is out to the races with a red dragon call, though Pio's hand is in a little bit of bad shape. It's not really that close to Tenpai. 2 away right now. 2 away from Tenpai. Across the table, Timo though, no such ills. I think Timo is actually technically 2 away from Tenpai as well, but the shapes are way better. And Elodie on the left cannot really call, but just drew an amazing tile. Oh, cuts the 1-3 weight just to leave the 3-4-5-6. I don't know. So Elodie, actually, Elodie might be 3 away from Tenpai here. Hard to say when they're that far. But Elodie's shapes look really good. Pio 1 away on the right. And then Timo has moved to 1 away from a couple draws ago, I suppose. I missed it. But Timo's 1 away across the table. And Austin has been drawing well. Austin's still 2 away from Tenpai, though, because Austin does not really have his pair locked in. We have a pause.
Oh, we have a pause. Let's see. It looks to be a short pause, so we're back.
And we are back. Thanks for your patience. A big draw. Big draw for Austin there. This kind of hand though could leave Austin discarding a Dora again to be Tenpai. I think any Tenpai Austin gets immediately requires him to discard Dora. Requires him to discard the 5 pin. But Austin could go a little slower and try and keep the Dora because it's a really good shape. Pio now Tenpai. Timo also Tenpai. So it looks like the walls are closing around Austin's dealer turn, unfortunately for him.
Yeah.
Elodie actually at the most danger here with those isolated dealing tiles.
Oh, and deals out. Elodie deals into Pio.
Looks to be 3 Han, but 40 Fu, so 5,200 points there. Yeah, the all triplets hands tend to have extra Fu.
It does shift the lead to Pio, but it's still a very close game.
Yeah, that's right. Nobody's more than a Mangan away from first place. Difference between first and last, less than 8,000 points. Pio in the east slot here has what looks very Tanyao-esque. Might have Sanchoku with that 3-4-5 or 2-3-4, but it's still pretty far away. On the right, Timo also has a Tanyao hand. Tanyao can end it all, right? Across the table, Elodie also has a Tanyao hand, but it looks a little closer to Pinfu than the others.
Yeah.
So might be able to add Pinfu to the Tanyao. Pio also moving towards Pinfu. On the left, I guess if all 3 other players have Tanyao, then Austin here can't.
Austin does not have Tanyao.
Austin here can't have Tanyao. Austin does have 2 5-6 though, 5-6 Mon and 5-6 Pin, but the rest of the hand really not looking at Tanya, and it's kind of far from Pinfu. Austin just in trouble here, I think.
Yeah, Austin up.
Oh, we got another pause.
I do think it's a short one.
It seems
So he
Austin
should be back.
disconnected.
Hopefully not from rage. Just a quick breather.
This hand is so bad. Yeah, Pio moving along decently, but I think if I'm reading it right, this hand is still 2 away from Tenpai.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Believe so.
Pio would need some really good draws. Could call, decides not to.
But it's rewarded with a pretty good draw, 4
Yeah,
man.
that's a
So
solid draw. Still 2 away from Tenpai, but the shapes are more likely to hit Pinfu here. On the right, Timo is looking at 567 Sanshoku now. But
Another great draw.
Yeah, that is a beautiful draw. 1 away from Tenpai. Pio locking in Tanyao, as well as Pinfu. Across the table, Elodie hasn't had too much luck. Elodie's still 2 away from Tenpai. And then on the left, oh yeah, Austin. I think Austin might have even started folding already, considering the unfortunate state of his hand. Timo's hand getting interesting here. Cutting the 2-3 weight because of the 1 pin in his discards would make that Furiten.
Oh, draws a Dora.
Draws a Dora,
and can use it.
Yeah, it connects to the 4-mon quite well. But if Timo makes the 5 pin his pair, then he has to do 6-8. He has to get that inside Kanchan weight, the 7 pin. Oh, Austin not folding after picking up the second white dragon. So Austin has found a Yaku. 2 away from Tenpai now. Not hopeless. Has a potential Dora weight. Elodie moving quickly.
Oh, lots of back and forth calls. Things are starting to move along.
Oh, hold on. Austin throwing away his Yaku here. I guess just going for the Tenpai. Too scared of the rest of the table right now. Pio not being able to find that Tenpai tile.
Yeah.
Oh, second Dora for Timo. Timo now has a very scary hand. 1 away. That's not going to do it, but it is a con.
For flow.
That's right.
And adds a Dora to Pio's hand as well.
Yep, as well as
Pio
Elodie.
cannot find that Tenpai.
That'll actually make Elodie's hand a lot more worth going for if she picks up something. Austin finds Tenpai and is encouraged, is enticed to discard the 5 pin, even though he was, or 5 mon, even though he's playing safe. Elodie finds Tenpai. This is only a one-sided weight though, because the one mon is not Tanyao.
Yeah.
Considering there are only 5 tiles left, yeah, and unfortunately Elodie has to pass on that. Considering there are only 5 tiles left, though, if somebody drops the 1-mon on the last discard, Elodie can win on the Haite or Hote Yaku, but unfortunately they're all out.
Yeah.
A lot of those...
Pio has such a great start and some great draws, but did not find a Tenpai to keep their dealership.
Yeah, and that just makes the game closer all the way around the board.
It's like nothing ever happened.
Yeah, all the players very good at avoiding the weights. They're all in lower Manzu. Those 1 mon, 3 mon, 4 mon. But here we are on South 4. Timo, not a bad hand. Not really any value, but does have that Dora weight. I guess that's possible value. On the right, Elodie has both the Dora, but maybe too many Dora.
Well, they could cut the 9 pin to make that their pair, but we'll see what else they take in.
That's right. And Austin across the table currently has the green dragon for Yaku, but that's also Austin's pair. So Austin's going to have to find a new pair, considering that he's opened his hand. So he can't win just by Richi or Pinfu. So Austin has to find the green dragon and a new pair. And then on the left, Pio is looking at maybe 7, 8, 9 Sanshoku. Everyone needs such few points. It's actually kind of weird because of the no Agariyame, because the dealer doesn't stop if they win in South 4. It's actually Timo that kind of needs the most points from this hand.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, everybody else can afford to sneak away with 1 or 2 on. Oh, but
Oh,
Timo gets his chance. Waiting on
maybe.
Dora. Oh,
Oh,
it actually looks like Elodie might be in a position to get rid of Dora.
yeah. They will need something. Are they gonna call?
That
They do.
locks the door into Elodie's hand. Really good
Okay.
for her.
Deals up the Sanso. A little bit scary,
Definitely
considering they do not
scary.
disrespect it, but does help their hand along.
Yeah, it gives her another shot at a two-sided weight, but that one's really Furuten. You can see the 1 and 4 in her discard. Oh, Pio's moving ahead. Pio 1 away from Tempa here. Elodie
Oh,
hones up the Dora. Doesn't go for
Dora.
the 6-9 weight though. Goes for the Shampoo weight.
Wait.
Yeah, and Austin there, kind of lucky, gets the 5-so behind Elodie's 5-so. Although
Yeah.
they were actually safe because Elodie called it off the dealer.
Yeah.
Just,
They can switch up, but they choose to keep the shampoo weight.
yeah, that would be a Furuten again with the 4-pin.
Austin is in Tenpai.
Yep. It's just
On
nobody
a
really
time
has the luxury of folding against the dealer.
Mhm.
So it's not that they probably didn't want to, it's probably that they didn't have a choice here.
Yeah.
Austin can switch his weight, doesn't do so. So there is still one Dora left in the wall for Timo to win on.
Elodie's Sumos
Ooh.
with 3 Dora Tanya.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Elodie with the massive hand in South 4 to win the close match. In fact, Timo, the Oyakaburi, the dealer payment, combined with the Ricci stick on the table, means that Timo ended up in 4th on that one on a very close game.
Yeah, that's what you call it. Is that a Gyakuten?
Yeah, that is Gyakuten, a comeback.
Comeback.
Literally, Gyakuten is like reversal, but it's used as comeback. Yeah.
Comeback.
Oh,
just flip the whole table.
That was insane. First, the 5-so coming to Elodie, so she doesn't have to discard the 8 from 6, 7, 8, 8, and then the drawing of the third Dora. And then obviously the actual winning tile, the sumo tile, that's important as well.
Yeah, that might be Elodie's plan all along, was just going for, with the pair of Dora, just going for a Tanya and hoping to cash in that way. But I don't think anyone expected to draw the third Dora and sumo on top of that.
That was just super insane. Oh, we got 5 gift subs from HT5K.
HT5K for the gift sub.
Yeah,
thanks. Please pay your taxes, respective taxes, to the Church of Sanso.
Wait! I can't. I'm not registered. I mean, I am registered on Twitch, but I'm not registered as a church. But really, thank you for the gift subs. Oh man, we're not done though. We are not done. That is the first of 2 games. Oh, because this is the only game going on, and we are in 5 minutes delay. The standings are already here. So let's take a look. There they are in all their glory. I mean, not too much to say. We saw the only game. Yeah, so Elodie's in first at 22.9, Austin in second at 4.8, Pio in third minus 7.1, and Timo unfortunately having to pay out the dealer, on sumo, dealer has to pay double. Oyakaburi, dealer payment, however you want to call it, Timo had to pay extra. And it was really extra because Timo lost all of the position because of it. So Timo at minus 20.6. But it's still anyone's game. That game was very close. So if the second game is larger, if the second game has a wider point gap, even Timo can win first place on this one.
Definitely.
So let me see.
The next
Looks
game
like
is 2:45, so we'll be starting in a few minutes. And of course, we are on a delay, so
yeah. So 250 for us, 550,
be
whatever 50, whatever hour you're on,
in 10
50.
minutes.
Yeah.
10 minutes or so.
If you're on one of those half hour time zones, then it's whatever hour 20 instead of 50.
In 10 minutes is what we're trying to say.
Exactly.
What did you think of that first round?
Oh, that was crazy. Actually, if we have some time, let me see if I can bring up the log here because there was so many interesting things in the game, and it wasn't about like massive points either.
Mm-hmm.
It was more about small decisions. Okay, I'm just getting through a hand here. There's a bug sometimes when I'm streaming, or when anyone's streaming and you run Mahjong Soul. Like, a lot of green dots will appear. They're actually particle effects from when you load, but they don't disappear. I mean, I guess if you guys want to see what I'm talking about, this is kind of cool. Oh, as soon as I switched to it, it disappeared.
It disappeared.
It has to do with OBS's studio mode and and all right, so let's go back to East 1 here and let's look at PO this time. Let me remove the overlay. I guess I could put it back, but I'll be switching views too much here. So here we are. And we can see PO getting to Tempai there very quickly. There isn't too much to say about this hand, except for here on the third tile. If you have a chance to early Ricci on the Sanzo, you better take that Ricci.
You better do it.
Honestly, if I'm not even speaking occult for a second, I'll pause it and say, so if you look at this hand here, really, there are a couple of improvement tiles. You have the option of not going Tempai, so you can cut out these two, and with your 6667 here, you can try and improve this shape. But if you are going to take the 2-4, the improvement chances are pretty low on it, and the Ricci gets you that nice second Han. It also puts a lot of pressure on the table, especially in finals. So I like PO's Ricci here. I could say this decision is definitely on the fence. So I could see people who go Damaten and try and get a nicer weight around 6667. But I think if you're gonna take the Tempai 2-4, I think it's worth reaching. Like, he does have Yaku, so he can Damaten waiting on Sanzo only. That's not how you use Sanzo.
No.
How do you feel?
I agree with his decision here. I think on the turn 3, Ricci definitely puts a lot of pressure, definitely shakes people up, and now they are the ones with the big decisions to make.
Right. So actually here he drew the 7-mon, so he could have had 66677 and then 7-7. He could be waiting on both 7s. But honestly, that weight is not really better than the 3 so, because there's total 4 tiles in that way, and there's also total 4 tiles in the 3 so weight. And we can see Pia with the big sumo finds Uradora. Boom shakalaka. And Mangan there.
Started out with a Mangan.
Yeah, and this gives Pio a really nice look at the beginning. Don't think this hand was too. Oh, I remember. Pio getting the choosing
Sanzo
not to,
again,
choosing not to reach on this one because of 2 Mangans on the table, which does make a fair bit of sense, even though it is the 3 so again.
Yeah, but that's the good thing about 7 pairs is that you can still, with that one tile, you could still dodge if needed.
Yeah. So 7 pairs is oftentimes derided as a very hard hand to win. And it's true because you always have a single tile weight. But there's 2 caveats to that. The first is that you get to pick the last tile you wait on. Even more
Mm-hmm.
than with other tanky type hands. You can pick any tile you want, really. And so you can pick your tile in a way where it's good. And
Mm-hmm.
the second thing is when you're playing defense, especially against two Richis here, if you draw your tile, good, you can sumo it and get out of the hand. If you don't get it, you have the option of many different pairs because these tiles are usually quite different to each other. So you usually have at least two of them that are safe to discard.
Mm-hmm.
So 7 pairs is sort of a Swiss Army knife, or it's like a sword and shield. It's not the greatest at offense, it's not the greatest at defense, but
Mm-hmm.
it's the best at doing both really well.
Yeah. And also, another thing is people could set up traps, like Suji traps. So they could set out like a 3-pin early in the game, but actually waiting on a 6-pin and trap other players and target players as well into dealing in. So it could be used in that way as well.
Right. So I am going to set up the stream control here. There's one other hand that was kind of cool to look at. And I guess you can talk about it in the meantime while I'm getting it ready. Obviously, it's the very last hand. We can look at it from Elodie's perspective.
Perspective. Yeah, so with this hand, I feel like they have the two Dora set up. Tips did mention earlier on that if they want to go for something like a pinfu, they would have to cut one of the Dora, but they could also use it as a pair, cut the 9-so, and use it as a pair that way. But it seems like LD decided to early on, like here, just going for a Tanya, which opens up their hand and lets them call on tiles and advance their hand faster. So that decision was made fairly early on, especially since the Forso came up, and that allowed them to call. So we'll see here. Austin did call the Green Dragon, so they are moving their hand along, but I believe that is Timo Ricci's.
Yeah, okay. So I have put everything in. One thing to mention here is when the scores are all very close like this, you know leaving the dealer to win, even if a Garuyame is off. That is, even though they're going to have to play another hand if the dealer wins.
Mm-hmm.
When the scores are all this close, you can see people pushing against Ricci way more than they normally would. And we mentioned this during the cast, but the main idea, because we didn't really mention why, it's that any win from anyone is going to get them first here. So if you let someone else win on a sumo, you're going to lose points. They're going to go out ahead of you. So you can't even really afford to let other players win. Even if it's off other players, you're going to lose your positioning. So that's why you saw Elodie pushing. You even saw Austin pushing with a very substandard weight and substandard hand here because the score is also close, even though Austin was in first. And it just so happened Elodie got the winning tile here. Like, Timo had a really tough weight.
Yeah.
But that's how it went. And it does look like the final game might have
started.
Yeah, so I am going to get us there as soon as possible.
Take us there, Tips.
Alright, let's see where we are. Right on time. Right.
So the seedings is Austin in the east, PO in the south, LLD in west, and Timo once again being the north. We talked a little bit about this earlier. Timo is stuck as the north seat for 2 games in a row.
Yeah. So this hand's it's not terribly interesting. Austin looks like he might have a Pinfu with some luck, but he's gonna need a fair bit of luck. These weights aren't super great, other than that 4-5-5-6 mon. On the right, Pio's got a much better looking hand. He does have that extra pair of 9-so that ruins Tanyao, but he doesn't actually need it, and you can see it's being released right now. Elodie across the table knows that she doesn't actually need that many points since she already has the win from first place. So she
Mhm.
could win even coming in second this game if the scores of the other players aren't too high. So Elodie going for a quick hand here right off the bat. One away from Tempai right now with a lot of different shapes. A lot of different
Mhm.
calls that could be made. Pawns or cheese that could get her Tempai. Team on the left needs a lot of points. Timo unfortunately drew a green dragon right after discarding a green dragon, so that's unfortunate.
Mhm. But draws a Dora.
Yep. That's kind of tough against two open calls. You think if you
Mhm.
deal in the Dora, then what are your
Yeah.
chances of coming back?
And one Dora is already out, but Timo might be holding on to it in hopes of making something of it.
Yeah. I think it's honestly more defensive at this point. But you saw a previous hand, Austin made his hand work by discarding Dora even on the third line.
Mm.
It had managed to pass, and in this case it would pass as well.
That was a very bold putting down the Dora into Ricci.
Yep.
That has some big tile energy.
Yeah, so Austin here one away from Tempai. Timo one away from Tempai as well. Oh, Austin has the tough
Oh,
decision to make again.
is he gonna do it?
Oh, doesn't do it this
Keeps
time.
it.
Austin's still one away from Tempai with this.
Oh, okay.
Pio reaches. That is not Sanchoku, but it is Tanyao. It's not Pinfu either, but it is Tanyao.
Mhm.
With a nice two-sided weight.
Yeah.
And we can see Elodie switched from the 1-4 so weight to the 2-3 so weight. There's less tiles from that, and
But does
misses
get
the win, I guess, technically.
but does get Dora.
Yeah, but gets Dora from the Khan from Pio. Pio, of course, can still pull Uradora.
Oh.
Did not get enough Uradora, it would seem. Yeah, not a single Ura. But the Khan did add Fu to Pio's hand, so Pio pulled in a 40 Fu hand on Sumo for 3 Han, 40 Fu, 5200. Pio takes the lead. It's not a bad hand. I'm sure Pio would have loved one Ura there for a Mangan, but it's not a bad hand.
But here they have their dealer, so maybe a dealer manga would be more enticing for them.
Yeah, Pio
Like
does have an East tile. Yeah. None of the other East tiles are out, so there's an okay chance that Pio gets a second East tile and is able to go for double East, the double Yakuhai East.
But
Elodie on the
Elodie's
right.
hand, though.
That's right. Elodie has already an Anko of the White Dragon, 3 of them. Can call the South for another Yaku. And then even has the 2-so pair after calling South to really just have the hand go on cruise control right to Tempai. Timo across the table. That's pair number. Well, it was going to be pair number 4, but Timo does not want 7 pairs on this one.
Yeah, does not believe in Chitoi.
In fact, didn't even call that that 7. So Timo looking for something big here. And Austin on the left. This is one away from Tempai with a nice Pinfu shape, but that dealer reach has gotta scare him.
Yeah.
In fact, one turn later and Austin would have dealt in with that 2-pin.
Yeah.
Austin finds Tempai here. Dama 10.
Dama 10. That is something I notice about Austin is when he reaches, he really means it.
Right.
But
I guess it saved him 1,000 points here. Pio again missing the Uradora, unfortunately, but gets to keep his dealership. That's 2 Han. It's not too bad. And dealership is also probably more important than the 2 Han. Pio cuts Dora right off the bat, not seeing a place for it in his hand. Elodie, a little more willing to use the Dora here, is holding onto it. Across the table, Timo seems to have a pair of white dragons and has that nice 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shape in Pinzu. But the white dragon's currently Teemo's pair, so Teemo's got to figure out what he wants to do. Does find an extra pair now in the 4-pin. And actually just cuts the white
just
dragons.
cuts it.
Looking for a Pinfu Ricci, I would assume.
Yeah.
And we've got Austin on the left. Actually, Austin finally pulling an okay hand here. It's not perfect. There are a lot of inside weights like the 460 and the 579 mon, but has just filled one of them with that 8 mon. So Austin might have a chance at coming back in this game.
Yeah.
Remember, this is the last game.
Yeah.
So the scores after this game are the final standings for the Pacific Mahjong League Open 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Pio actually has 5 pairs here.
They could make 7 pairs work, but there are still quite a bit of a lot of options open for Pio.
Yeah, because Pio's pairs are very much adjacent to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, he cuts the 5 mon.
I guess he is committing. Oh, but draws a 7, so for Ipeco chance.
I mean, I guess to be fair, he does need a pair somewhere if he's going to finish the hand, but there's the backfire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sometimes what happens.
Right. Backfiring.
When you like doubt, like when you're like just doubtful, like do I go for Pinfu, do I go for 7 pairs, and that's what happens.
Yeah, when you listen to people who have played Mahjong for years, they'll tell you don't be discouraged by a backfire. If it was the right decision, make that decision every time, no matter if it backfired or not. Do you call this?
I think I would call. I think Pio is trying to hold on to that dealership. He is ahead, but as we've seen before, he's only like about a mangan away. So I think he wants to really build up a more comfortable lead. Because as we see last game, he did have quite a bit of a lead starting with that mangan, but then lost it going to south as well.
That's right. I wonder if Elodie will make it to Tenpai. Elodie is only 1 away from Tenpai and has a number of different calls that can be made to do so. Austin here also...
Is he?
Yes, Austin is Tenpai. Austin considering Ricci, I think.
But has to cut the 5 mon.
Goes for it. Austin,
goes for it.
Austin, the most avid user of the Damaten or the closed Tenpai here, actually goes for Ricci.
Yeah.
With 2 tiles left.
Yeah. From what I know about Austin, he usually Damatens, but when he reaches, he knows like it's a strategic move. It is a intentional move. He does not just reach for no reason.
Actually, so everybody else getting into Tenpai?
Hi?
Everybody in Tenpai.
Everybody in Tenpai.
Nobody dealing in yet. There's only 2 tiles left, but I have a big feeling that someone's gonna win. No, it doesn't happen.
Wow. Look at this.
Yeah, all these weights are so different as well. So I'm very surprised nobody dealt in there.
But like you mentioned, everybody is really fighting for it and really pushing for their hands.
So Austin actually the only one to lose points on that one because of the Ricci, but it's a small amount of points, and if he wins this one, he can get them right back. Let's take a look at the hands. Pio's got a full meld at 789, but the rest of his shapes aren't doing too great. Elodie on the right, really nice. Yeah, Elodie on the right actually has some really nice shapes. The Dora would have fit in quite well though. But maybe because she had already cut the 4-pin, she was afraid of Furiten.
Yeah, not sure why they didn't keep the 4-pin, but they might have something else in mind.
Yeah, across the table, Teemo has an okay hand, but just not quite as fast as these other players. Teemo 2 away from Tenpai still here, with danger of dealing in on the 6 mon. And then Austin on the left trying to get his Ricci stick back. It's a Ricci Nomi hand, but it has a good 6-9 man weight.
Yeah. You gotta put in the stick to get back your sticks.
That's right. He also has, well, he might have had the chance for like extra con points, but Elodie has the last 4 man, so no chance there. Oh, Pio dealer
Reach.
Pinfu. Dealer Pinfu reach.
Oh.
Timo avoids it for now, but Timo in pretty big danger of dealing into Austin, which is the lesser of the two hands. We can see so many points on the table. 3 Ricci sticks, 2 home, but everyone's very incentivized to win this hand. Even at danger to themselves. And I think... it's on a little bit of a blessing to Timo that he didn't get Tenpai, because he might have dealt in there.
Yeah. It's only 1,300, but it does come with some Ricci sticks.
Yeah.
So it's still a sizable chunk.
1,300 bumped up to about like 5,200 of it. To be fair, 2,000 of those bonus points were Austin's already, but he's taking back what he's owed.
Still a pretty good return.
Yeah, definitely. Elodie here, not the greatest hand to see in your dealer turn. Very hard to call, very hard to make anything of it. On the right, Timo has a Paradora. They are not his wind though, so he's gonna probably be looking to make a closed hand. There's a potential for Sanshoku. That's one way to open it, but it's pretty far away. Across the table, Austin has some very interesting tiles. Technically one away from Tenpai, but the weights are very difficult to hit. But still, if Austin can get Tenpai this quickly, you might just do a Ricci Nomi again like last time. It did pay off last time.
Yeah.
On the left, Pio does have a completed meld and a couple pairs around that. But he's got some tough weights to fill in as well.
After about 5 turns, LD has 4 pairs, so it's a slight improvement, but still, so might be a ways from Tenpai.
That's right. Oh, Austin with some calls. Half flush.
How for half flush?
Maybe sensing the slowness of this hand. Maybe Austin thinks he can dig something big out of it. Because Austin does need a fair few points to come in first. Even though he does have a currently positive score, he will need to catch up if he wants first.
We do see LD potentially just going for a Tanyao to keep their dealership.
Yeah, LD's scrapped about 6 different honor and terminal tiles from her hand in order to make this Tanyao calling happen. Yeah, and gives up on Sanshoku. To be fair, Sanshoku is really only worth 1 extra Han when it's open like this, and usually not worth the slowdown.
Oh, and I think we have Austin in Tenpai for the 7-man for Hanitsu.
Yeah, it'll be worth a lot more if Austin can bring this either to full flush or to Toy Toy, all triplets. But I think Austin might just take the Roan if it shows up, considering how many tiles Elodie has called. Yeah, especially with Timo
especially
reaching.
In this situation.
Yeah, you can't mess around with somebody else reaching. You have to take it.
You have to take this.
So, sort of a bittersweet win for Austin there. Not as many points as I think he was looking for, but a win nonetheless. And we still have half the game to play.
It does bring him a little bit closer. Again, this game is still pretty close.
That's right.
And we're still just in East 4.
Yeah, and even though Pio's in first, because of that minus 7.1, if Pio wants to get first overall, he's going to need more points than that. So with this hand, Timo's first dealer, and Timo with the most ground to make up from the previous game. Just unlucky with this
Yeah,
draw.
that was just unlucky. It was as a dealer, and you see someone else sumo with the 3 Dora. It's just there's nothing you could do.
Yeah, and then just hasn't found the flow back on this dealer turn either. It's not the worst. But so Austin on the right has a pretty solid hand. It looks to be, I think, 1 away from Tenpai now. Yeah, 1 away from Tenpai, so that's not great for Teemo.
Yeah.
Across the table, Pio's got 2 away from Tenpai, maybe 3. No, it looks like 3 away from Tenpai for Pio, but Pio has quite a bit of value in that hand. Then on the left, you saw Elodie already calling the north. Elodie a little bit further away from Tenpai than her call would signify, and has that isolated Dora that most likely she'll have to get rid of.
Yeah.
It's possible to use, but difficult.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see if Pio calls it and just go for Tanyel Dora 3.
I think Pio can definitely attempt that. Might even have Sanchoku from 2-3-4.
And it comes out.
Yep. So
Pio
Pio's committing. Elodie has the
Elodie.
Yep.
No.
So
Perfect for Toy to get some more value.
Well, she had the option there. Both were about the same kind of weight. You either had 3-3-5 so, or you have 3-5-5 pin. So Pio moving right on ahead. Might get Sanchoku. Actually, it doesn't matter. Sanchoku's 5 Han. Tanyao Dora 3 is 4 Han. So either way, it's a Mangan. But does find Tenpai. Still only one-sided. The Sanchoku unfortunately does not allow him to win on the others. Oh, horrid draw. Oh, Pio Furiten.
Oh.
Yeah, obviously can't win on that.
Yeah.
Teemo, in the meantime, has taken Pio's bad luck to be a little bit of fortune for himself. He's making 2-3-4 Sanchoku on his own.
It's a competing Sanchoku battle.
Yeah, Austin has not Richi'd actually. Austin does not take the Tenpai here.
Yeah.
Neither Richi's nor takes the Tenpai. So Austin, I guess, making Tanya for himself. Very scared of the Dora 3. Oh, Pio digs his way out of Furiten, finds the 5 so to stop waiting on the 1 so. Okay, Teemo cheese. Teemo 1 away from Tenpai as well. Teemo looking for a way to keep his dealership here. Yeah, Austin, not really any way to get back into Tenpai. And Elodie has been Tenpai for a little while still.
4 more tiles.
Oh.
Jeez.
Austin 1 away from Tenpai. Maybe there is a way.
Oh! Wow!
Unbelievable!
Rinshan.
Oh, put the Rinshan. Put the Rinshan together. Yeah, with the extra Dora, and Pio's Mangan becomes a Haneman.
Wow.
Oh man, this is what I've been saying. The biggest thing I've learned from commentating Mahjong more than playing it in these past few months, Rinshan Kaiho is a real Yaku.
When was it ever not?
I thought it was the realm of anime and fairy tales, but the amount of Rinshan Kaiho I've seen in these past few months, watching games and commenting on them, is so high.
It's a real anime moment.
So everyone else has a lot of work to do now. Even Elodie, who was first before. And you can see Pio with a couple Dora here. We are in the south round now, so Pio cannot call them for Yakuhai anymore. But I mean,
might
if
have
Pio
to just work with just like a closed hand.
or Rinshan Kaiho as Dora. So Austin here in the dealer slot, cut the 8-9, so holding the Dora, trying to get value out of it, I suppose. Doesn't know that Pio is holding a bunch of them, and Elodie has the last one. So Pio's hand is advancing at a slow pace, but it is advancing. 2 away from Tenpai now for Pio, with some tough weights. Elodie across the table has been making a really nice hand. She's probably also looking to get that Dora in the hand, but it's just not going to happen. We can see Austin willing to cut the Dora, as he has shown himself to do before. A very courageous player, and hasn't been punished for it yet. So got some good sense about when to remove it. And Timo on the left also making a nice hand. That's weird.
It's very good
I don't think it's Tenpai.
No. But it's a good draw, and I think they are just 1 away.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, they'll be 1 away.
If Timo gets the Dream 6-0 draw, it's Pinfu Ibeko. Oh, manages to pivot to Tanyao as well, so that's nice.
That's a very good value.
The click-clacking of tiles continues as the players get closer to the end of this game and determining who will be the champion of PML 2020. That's a possible call, yeah. Really devalues the hand, but 19 tiles left. Austin needs this dealer. Pio with the Suji trap Richi.
Very nice trap. Looks like...
Austin fighting.
Gets into Tenpai. There's only 1 3-pin left. Oh, actually, there are no 3-pins left.
Yep, the trap has to spring on someone. Oh, that's Tenpai for Timo now. Oh. Does not deal in. Close, but no cigar for Pio there.
Yeah,
so Pio's weight dead unless the trap catches Austin here, because Austin has not reached it, so Austin can change his hand. Oh, Elodie makes Tenpai now. Doesn't go for the big hand though. And it pays off, I suppose.
Wow. That is a non-Itsu, as we call it.
Yeah, not Honitsu. I think the 8-mon might have been dead. I'm not 100% sure. But in any case, she went for the small hand. Does get it, but that does mean it also doesn't really make that much of a dent on the scores. Yeah,
they will need a lot more to really secure the first place.
I have 1 of 2. I do have 1 of 2. That's my bad. This is the last game. Sorry, stream. There we go. There we go.
Be more excited, chat. This is the final.
Oh my goodness. Alright, fixed. Pio's got 4 pairs here in a Tanyao shape. Might even be able to get Sanshoku Doko. That would be really nice to see.
Oh, I would love to see a Doko in a finals.
Oh, and he goes for it. It begins. He even has the extra pair of 6-mon here. So after calling all 3 4s, he still has the pair.
Yeah,
on the right,
you can definitely go for Toy Doko. That's a mangan.
On the right, Elodie has tons of great shapes, but is still missing a pair. So Elodie looks like she's 1 away from Tenpai, but she's actually 2 from Tenpai. Across the table, Timo's got that 789 Chanta. Might even get it closed. Might Tanki wait on the door. That could be the comeback hand Timo needs. Oh, he's gonna make it open, but at least he finds another Dora for his trouble. But yeah, open. You lose 1 Han on the Chanta when you have it open. Pio Tenpai, Sanshoku Doko Tenpai.
Doko, let's go.
Waiting on Sanzo. And 6-mon, but mostly Sanzo.
It's mostly the Sanzo. What we care about is the Sanzo.
Austin on the left, 1 away from Tenpai now. Pio just throwing Dora. Pio's can feel it. Oh, and Pio
6
gets
mana.
it!
Oh, gets it.
Sanshoku Doko, Toy Toy,
Toy.
Tanyao.
Hanyao as well.
Yeah, just not quite
Yeah.
enough to break Haneman, but
But dealer Mangan though, it's still 12,000
yeah,
points.
I think this technically puts Pio in the lead. Overall, like an overall score. Maybe not.
I
No,
don't
Elodie's
know.
in third, so I think yes. Elodie's in third. If
Yes.
Elodie makes it to
Okay.
second, I think Pio needs more points. If Elodie makes it to
Mhm.
second. Well, let
Mhm.
me look. There's a 30,000 point gap, and their actual score is 30,000 points away. Like it's exactly 30,000 points away. So no, Pio's in the
okay.
lead. Even if Elodie takes second, Pio is still a pretty solid lead on Elodie.
Okay.
But Elodie does have a dealer turn left over.
Mhm.
Because remember, the first game was just so close. It was so close
Yeah.
to points.
It was just that one hand from Elodie, that sumo, that really changed things up and made it very difficult for Timo to climb back up.
Yeah. Oh, Pio with a not the greatest draw, and in fact, he doesn't take it. But it did improve his hand and give him 79 Sanchoku possibilities.
Mhm.
Anyway, looking at the other hands, Elodie looks to be one away from Tenpai. Not the greatest Tenpai. No Yaku. Has a chance to shift her weight here. Doesn't go for the Pinfu though. Still has a chance at Pinfu, but it's not guaranteed anymore.
Yeah.
Across the table, Timo's got not quite 3, 4, 5 Sanchoku. 2 away from Tenpai for a Pinfu hand. It's gonna be really hard to make Sanchoku. And Timo's got that extra Dora, which he's gonna have trouble with. Hopefully he draws a second for him, but if he doesn't, it's gonna be a bit ugly because he's already got a pair in the 9. So then Austin on the left, 1 away from Tenpai, could actually have a bomb here. If Austin either finds the 5 or 7 mon to get a Pinfu, this could be Mangan level, and with some Reach Ipatsu luck, could be Haneman. Pio with a monster hand here. Probably considering Dama 10 just because he's got so much of a lead. Problem is he's Furi 10.
He's Furi 10, but Furi 10 Ichi.
Yeah.
It is a thing. If you're talking about anime moments, Furi 10 Richi is a thing, and it can happen.
The Pio's gotta be crying seeing both the 9 so come out. All of his Sanchoku is dead now because he's got the other 2 in his discard. Yeah. And even worse, Timo just pwned 3 Dora. So this could actually be a little bit of a disaster for Pio, this Furi 10 Richi. Yeah. He didn't know the other 9 so were in Timo's hand.
Yeah, but he could still sumo 6 so.
Yeah, there's 2 of them left in the wall.
Suji to Sanso, which has been very nice to Pio this whole game. So it is still fully possible.
Yeah, Elodie also Tenpai. There's 1 7 so and 1 8 so left for her to win. Boba deals into the Mangan.
Oh!
That's trouble for Elodie.
Yeah. That really widens the gap between them.
Yeah, almost like a bailout here for Pio. Almost a bailout for Pio here.
Yeah. A sigh of relief.
Yeah. And Austin also pretty sad about that one because Austin did have a nice Tanyao Pinfu Ipeiko hand coming up.
Yeah, that would have been a very nice weight, but it just hasn't been going Austin's way. With some of the draws and some of the high pie. Yeah. They do have Dora, but we'll see if they can do something this round.
Elodie here, that's an interesting draw. It is still 1 away from Tenpai, but not exactly the shape you expect. Timo on the right after that little boost in points. Looking at 1, 2, 3 Sanchoku, it's going to be difficult, but it's possible. Elodie moves to Tenpai. Not much value, but keeping the dealer turn alive. And Pio's isolated tile is like set to deal into Elodie.
Yeah.
Elodie across the table. Austin doesn't have too much yet. Might be too little, too late for him. Pio draws perfectly.
A 5 so.
Yeah, Perfect
fitting
draw.
that into the hand. So that might not come out of them.
Another really solid draw for PO. PO 1 away from Tenpai. Oh, that's not it. Oh, huge draw for Timo here on the right. Timo's still kind of far away though, and broke up the 357 pin.
Yeah, the Kanchan weights. Some people do get impatient and just break them up and deal them out.
That's right. Oh, nice draw there.
Yeah.
It is a bit of a backfire though, because of the broken.
Yeah, but it's their decision and they're going for it.
Yeah, it's still useful. PO still 1 away, but decides to change his weight. This would give Elodie a better weight if she calls it. In fact, she does. Possible chance to get a second Dora, and the difference between 2 and 3 Han as dealer, pretty big here. It's like 3,000 versus 6,000, so 3,000 points could be worth.
Oh,
PO on the Sanzo once again. Oh, that is really bad for Elodie.
Yeah. I don't even know which church of which section, which sex PO is going to, but that Sanzo is blessing him.
Yeah, PO very much in shape, on track to win this full finals right now, but Timo's got a shot. Elodie still has a shot with a massive hand, but Elodie only has 1 shot. Oh, Timo cutting Dora back to back.
Back to back.
Unlucky draws. Timo committing to the half flush here though. Timo knows even though you have technically possibly infinite dealer turns, you don't want to rely on like 10 tiny hands because the chances of getting them are just so low. So Timo looking for at least some value here. Austin on the right has a hand worthy of taking second place. I think Austin might have given up on first place here. Oh, Elodie looking for second place herself here.
Yeah.
This is a Chitoitsu waiting on a 5. That's a bit rough. She did like a reverse Suji trap, cut the 2 to wait on the 5. We'll see if it pays off. Pio would have to cut the 5 in order for it to
trying
work.
to move things along here by calling and 1 tile away.
Yeah, actually, was that Austin's winning tile? I think Austin cut his winning tile and didn't sumo. Is Austin actually looking for first? I felt like Austin was settling for second with that hand.
No, I think he is trying to go for a Honeytsu.
Yeah, it looks like he's going for first instead of settling for second. This might be a mistake for Austin here. He might get burned for his greed. There's also the chance that Timo pulls this out and we go to another hand.
The chat says Austin will always go for first. Look for first. So you're seeing it in action.
Yeah, I see.
And that's how we know why Austin is representing PML in this finals.
It's actually hilarious. Both Timo and Elodie have the same 5-pin weight. Unfortunately, if Pio cuts it, Elodie snipes it by, what's the word? A tamahane, or a head bump. Because Elodie goes before Timo, after Pio, she gets to win. It's a rule not used in Mahjong Soul Ranked, but is used in tournament, in World Rigi Championship tournament. Is this Tenpai? Yeah, he took a Tenpai.
Yeah.
He took a Tenpai, 4-7 man Tenpai. Timo switches off the weight and might get it here.
Might get it. Is he going to do it?
He gets it!
Gets it.
Timo gets it! think this is only 2 Han though, so it's not great. But it keeps him alive.
Yes.
Keeps him alive, and that's what's important to him.
And it's a Rencha. We keep going on South 4. And a pretty good looking opening hand already.
Yeah, this ain't bad. This ain't bad for Teemo. If Teemo can get this closed, you know, he's got the Dora weight on 456 mon. It's a possible Mangan, which would be a start to a comeback. Austin on the right looking okay. He's got that white dragon if he's willing to settle for second now.
But I don't think that's what the chat is saying. Chat is saying Austin will go for first. So
Yeah.
we'll see how he goes for it.
Across the table, Pio doesn't really need points, but he's got a Paradora he can use. He even has 1, 2, 3 Sanchoku to call his way out. In fact, Pio's 2 away from Tenpai. And that 2 pin might come out. Not yet. Austin digging again. As you said, not willing to settle for second. Digging for first place here, digging for value.
Yeah, and he's going for possible close Itsu, which is Tuhan, which is could push him there.
Elodie looking for open half flush, maybe with North for 3 Han. That looks like it would have to be a direct hit on Austin to swap their positions. But maybe Elodie doesn't need to swap their position. Yeah, she doesn't really need to swap their positions. She has a 18-point lead. She just needs to close the gap. So with 10 Uma between them, Elodie needs to have more than 8,000 points less. So she would need to have more than 20,900. 2 Han, that's 2,000 plus 300. That'd be 20,700. That would actually be short. So Elodie does, I think, need the North in order to pass Austin here.
Okay. So they will need the Honitsu with the North.
Yeah.
Austin reaches.
Yeah. So Austin does find something.
Beautiful closed Itsu. I love to see it.
Yeah, I think this has got to be like direct hit on Pio. Even if it is direct hit on Pio, Mangan might not even do it. They have an 11.9 between them. That's basically the Uma between first and second is 10.
But Pio is in Dama 10 with a Ipeiko, Sanshoku, and Dora 2.
Yeah, so Pio has actually found the insane hand he had at the start. This is kind of ridiculous.
If he wins this, he does win with a bang.
Yeah. Just 70,000 points. It's like Haneman. Ipeiko 1, Sanshoku 2, 3, 4, 5. If he sumos it, it's a Haneman. If he sumos it, it's a Haneman. Teemo Tenpai, but no Yaku. Pio could switch to a Richi here for a better weight, but would have to... Oh no, he's got Pinfu. So it's definitely not worth as much, but a much better weight. That's the sumo, but no Yaku. Actually deals the 6 out. Yeah, can't win on that either.
No.
310 now. And that gives Elodie room to make Tenpai. Elodie gets the space to Tenpai.
Oh.
Sumo! Sumo for Pio! Sumo da!
Oh, Pinfu, Ipeiko, Tudora. It is a Mangan.
Oh my goodness.
Oh god. He does go with the bang.
That's the game. And Austin still does end up with second in the end. Unfortunately, Elodie not able to cash in that Honitsu with the North that she was so close to making, and Teemo not able to get that long dealer streak he was looking for either. But well played by all competitors here.
Yeah. Let's see if we could get him in here for a quick interview.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Let me just, yeah, the finals standings are in here. Let's take a look at them first. So there they are. Yo with a plus 43.6 at the end. Austin at 0.5.6. Elodie at plus 4.2. And Timo, unfortunately, minus 53.4. Everyone took Timo's points. Alright, so that's the game.
Yeah, that's the game.
Yep.
What
Let's
an
see.
explosive start and end.
I think PO does not have the privileges, so let's move to general chat and see if there's a PO. That was all right. That was a pretty wild game there.
Well, okay, so we do have PO joining us momentarily.
Woohoo!
Ooh.
Woohoo!
Hello.
PO, do you want some cheers?
Oh yeah, it was great. I got stupid lucky. It was let's let's not talk about some of the very suspicious things I did that game.
It's not luck, right? It's just belief in the three. So you were the
Oh my god! Okay,
you were
so the two Sanzo Tsumos in the very beginning.
Yes, we were going to ask about that.
Oh my god. Like I kept trying to do other nonsense. Like there was like a point where I could have went Cheetoy and I had 5 pairs and I drew a Sanzo, and then I ruined the rest of my hand, and then it didn't pay off, but like I was committed.
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, those Sanzos, that was great. The Kanchan, that one was nice.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
East one of the very first game, the third turn Ricci. We saw you had a 6-6-6-7 mon shape, and we were thinking maybe you could have made a bit of an improvement on it, or you could have just taken the
I saw the Sanzo and I took the Sanzo.
A, and you
Yeah.
sumoed the Sanzo.
I
Sanzo.
sumoed it too. It was very nice.
Yeah.
I believe I sumoed the very next hand. It was also another Sanzo, right?
Yes, it
No,
was.
you roaned that one. It was 7
Oh, I roaned
pairs.
that
Yeah, that
one.
was the run.
But
yes.
it got you
Oh
away.
right. Oh, with people had the I think it was Timo Ankon himself like 4 New Dora or
Yes.
something, and I was like,
Mhm.
I am bailing, and then I just got the roam. It was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we noticed you didn't Ricci that one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's because my Toyman had like had the Dorapon, right, of Pay.
Yep.
Yeah, I was like, I can't. This is it's an ass weight. Like, I'm sorry. It's like it's the best weight, but sometimes the best weight doesn't always mean it's the best weight. You know?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
in that game, you ended up taking third in the end. It was just so crazy. That South
oh yeah,
four.
that last hand. What was it like? It was like a Mangan Sumo at the very. Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
like Tanya Dora-san, I think, that Lemonel got.
Yeah, Timo
Yeah.
Ricci'd waiting on the Dora
Yeah.
fairly early as dealer. And everyone was pushing around him because nobody could afford to give any space with the scores being as close as they were.
Yeah, I mean, I was like kind of folding. Like, I was like, you know what? Like, I'll take a whatever hand, because like
Yeah.
I didn't know, I had no idea what was going on in Timo's hand. Like, it could be something like huge, and then like I'd have a bigger gap to work with.
That is true.
I forget exactly what I did there, but yeah, it was just like, oh okay, I'm like third with like 25k or something. All right.
Yeah, you were the only one in no 10 in South 4
Oh
when
yeah, that
when
also
LOD won.
Yeah.
When LOD won the Mangan. Obviously, it doesn't matter if you're in no 10 if somebody wins the hand.
Yeah,
But it was
I'm pretty sure I folded that hand out because I was like, this hand is too far.
it was such a close game. And then
Yeah, and then
In
I
East
started
one.
getting nonsense.
East
in the
one,
second
you had the
round.
Rinshan.
Oh, that
we were
Rinchan Dora
talking about.
4?
Yeah,
I
we were
Yeah.
like,
could not believe it was that one was a Forso. That one was a
Yes.
Forso, but like it wasn't Sansa, but it was next to it, so
Yeah,
good
I
enough.
think it is here.
It's
I'm
the
bringing
12K for
bringing
sure.
it up on stream now. Look at all these Dora.
Yeah, I think it was Rinchan Sumo Tanyao Dora 4, which is became like a Hanuman. Yeah, it
Yeah.
must be it. It was
So
so dumb.
here, like on turn 8, you didn't really have a fully fleshed out Yaku here, but Elodie cut the Dora, and you're like, let me jump on that.
Well, I mean, yeah, like you pawn the Dora and you think about the Yaku after, right? Like that's.
right,
I mean,
Yeah.
it like forces people to fold, right? Like
right.
for the most part, and then now I'm like, okay, this can turn into like a Tanyao. I'm ready to take a like a Arozuke here, and like I get into Fruity 10.
Yeah.
Yep, right here. Yeah, I get into
That
Fruity
was
10. I'm sad.
insane.
But like I salvage it. Like now I'm thinking I need to Shabo, but like the Tusos have been pwned by Lemonel, and so like it's like okay, well Shabo Sanzo. All right, I'm in. But I get lucky. So what can I say?
Yeah, so you pull the 5 here, and now you can wait on only the 4 without the
Yeah.
Furiten holding you back.
mhm.
It was great.
But coming down,
The-
I think it was like 5 tiles left in the wall or something.
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
like 1 or 2 draw. So that was the other reason why I can't. Well, also because it's technically not exactly safe, right?
Right.
I can get Chankan, but like
Yes.
let's not talk about that.
Just con.
I did it because I don't think I would have gotten an extra draw. No, I
right.
would have.
No,
One,
you're,
two-
you're
no, I
s-
wouldn't have.
no.
Yeah, no more draws.
Yeah.
No more draws.
So I was like, well, might as well, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's
and it's
either
also a Dora.
con it, throw it away, or fold the hand. And what do you?
Yeah.
You need
Yeah, like,
points.
I'm not folding this Tandora 3. Like, no way.
And that
Uh,
Yeah.
the big turning point. I mean, it's not
It
like you
was-
didn't have other big hands either during
Mhm.
that
Well, the
game.
Doko was.
And the
gross,
Doko. Let's not
too.
forget the Doko. Seeing a
Oh my
Doko.
I kept
goodness.
drawing my Doko tiles, and it was so silly.
Yeah, yeah. You
I
had
was like,
you
if
had
I-
2 of the 3 closed.
Yeah, I was like, if
Yeah.
I die getting this Doko, that's worth it. Like, I don't even care.
We saw you throwing tiles, Dora, like Condora, just without
It's not
any
important.
thought, just whoosh,
Yeah.
whoosh, and
Not
then it
important.
happened.
I
Yeah.
wanted it. Like, I would never let myself live it down if I like passed up my Doko and like I folded out. Like, no.
Right. We're actually
Never.
on commentator, just a little bit sad that you didn't get Haneman off of it.
Oh,
There's
if
so
I
many
sumo for
things.
Sananko?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But it was insane. Yeah, congratulations. You're getting
Yes. Congratulations.
you're getting cheers from the chat as well and
Yes.
everything.
Yay!
so
Yes.
now that we're coming to the end of PML, how did you like the tournament overall?
It was good. I think that the top 8 cut is a little harsh, but you know it's the format, so you got to play the format.
All
But
right.
yeah.
And you have any shout outs you want to make before we begin to wrap up the stream here?
Oh, shout out to my club, Richie Nomi, for cheering me on, even though they're playing IRL without me. You guys are the best. They all got eliminated and they decided to play IRL.
No,
What
they,
jerks.
they got to get their fix. They just have to
Yeah.
keep.
I mean, they have an auto table, so like,
Right.
you know, I can't blame them. I'd be there too, like, but I had to play in this dumb tournament. Like,
Hey,
This
wow.
dumb tournament.
Well,
good stuff.
And
good
take
stuff.
first in it.
congratulations.
So who's up now?
Hey,
Again.
we take the dub. We take the dub.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Shout outs to the club. So excited. Can't wait to play IRL. It's gonna be good.
Okay. Well, thanks for the interview, Pio, and we will
Thank you.
wrap things up here. So,
All right.
this has been Pacific Mahjong League 2020. I'm your host, Tipzntrix, not actually from the West Coast, but I'm from the West. The West and the East in general. I'm from the West, so that kind of counts. And I've been commentating here with Plentiful Pie.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Tips. It was a lot of fun. First time commentating for me, but it was such a fun experience. And I
Yeah.
would just like to give quick shout outs to the organizers, Konata, Bichen, and Queenie, Rachel, for organizing. Also would like to thank TurneyBot.
Hey.
There's a bot that does a lot of the background stuff, so
Yeah,
looks
that's Aaron Lied working on
yes,
TurneyBot.
Arn
Actually,
lied.
Aaron Lied has actually worked with a couple other people on TurneyBot, so they've got a bunch of help there. But I think Aaron Lied has been running it in the recent tournaments and was the main brain behind it, if not the only brain, but like the main one. All right, so we have Bichen in here, Konata Akemi. You've seen him in chat a little bit, and you haven't seen him behind the scenes, but he's been there setting all the standings up and has created, the Pacific Mahjong League site basically. So what's up, Bichen?
Actually, Kira made the site.
Oh, nice. All right, so Kira made the site. But you definitely organized this tournament.
And mega thanks to Chase, who has done our attorney bot, and also Kazi, who got second place, but he made the bot which did all the scores.
Mm.
Super props to Kazi.
He didn't rig it enough for him to just get. So what was it like organizing this year? Because of COVID and the Open being online as opposed to in person.
It was actually a lot easier to do online. In-person scoring is a lot harder. So it's actually not harder. Also, the Fanime tournament had a lot more trouble, which probably prompted Chase to write the bot for the auto starting. So like all the games were super easy to start. The ready checks were really amazing.
So as a silver lining, we are witnessing technology in progress. Mahjong-based technology.
Pretty much, like the Fanime tournament really helped me figure out what was necessary to run a smooth tournament, and this time it went like way better.
Nice. Yeah, I noticed things were pretty smooth for the most part. We were following schedule basically the whole time.
Well, I also gave myself like 20 extra minutes between each round because I knew we'd go over.
Right.
Yeah. We did have some very long games yesterday, so that was a very good cushion that you built in.
Yep.
So I guess overall, how was the organizing experience for you?
It's pretty fun, actually. There were a couple of bugs in our scoring system when we had these tie on stream, like in the semifinals. The entire system just blew up, and then it added negative 1,000 instead of negative 100 to everyone. And then the other thing was that when we tried to add some of the games, Kazibot went down, and then it added them twice. So then it like broke the entire site for like those two tables. So we had to like ping Kira to fix it.
Ping, help! But everything I think for the most part went smooth.
Yep, it went. We had a lot of time built in, like just buffer time, so everything eventually worked out.
Yeah, so tournament organizers out there, note, give yourself a little bit of buffer time, so that if something goes wrong, you have a little bit of time to handle it. So thanks again for the tournament. It's been exciting, and we had a lot of crazy matches. We even had a Rinshan Kaio in the finals. It's been like a tradition now. Just to have one Rinshan Kaio in the final.
A Rinshan and a Doko, like some power plays.
Yeah.
Congrats, Pio, and thanks everyone for coming.
All right. Any last shout outs you want to make before we wrap up?
Anything else coming up?
Not that I know of. Any other tournaments? Oh yeah, you guys can join the PML Discord if you guys are in the Bay Area. We hold, well, I don't know when we'll hold events, but at some point we will hold events at our location.
All right. So thanks to Chen for the interview, and the PML is open to people in the area. The live brick and mortar building is not open right now, but they do run an online league, and you can play there. All right, so rounding out to the end here, I just want to give a shout out to all my co-commentators that were here today and yesterday. Of course, we have Plentiful Pie here right now. Oh, wrong hand. There we go. We had Fake Gamer Guy who did both days, so shout outs to him, and Mister who was here today. And yesterday we had Carrot Parfait and Butane help out on the stream. And Plentiful Pie was there yesterday as well, for one game. So yeah, and shout outs to all the players, not just PO for winning, but Elodie, Austin, and Timo in the finals, and everyone else who played throughout the day. Mahjong tournament isn't much of a tournament without everyone playing. And all the viewers, thanks for the follows, even the gift subs, and keeping the viewer count high, making it exciting having an audience to talk to. So from all of us, PML, Tori, Reachy Out. I guess we didn't talk about Reachy Out. Let me talk about just a little bit before we go. Reachy Out is it's an interclub league. It started out with just the Northeast crew, so like East Coast, but it's expanded all around North America, and we even have a few clubs from Europe and Asia as well, and South America. And so it's basically like a pickup mahjong league. You get your stats tracked. They reset every month, so you don't have to worry about lugging them with you forever. And
like a permanent record.
Yeah, you can play whenever people are up. If there are 4 people, 8 people, 12 people, you queue a game. It's mostly automated, and so you can just play pickup mahjong. There's also a lot of other than just playing, there's a lot of resources there to improve your mahjong game. So that's cool. I believe it is reachyout.com. That's right. Badoom. I am a member, and I'm the Toronto representative for Reachy Out. All right, and I think that is it. Thank you all for watching. Thanks again, Plentiful Pie, for sticking with me to the end.
Teching all of this and commentating as well, doing double duty.
You are very welcome. There was some exciting mahjong to watch, and so take care, everybody.
Take care.
See you the next time the tiles gather.
Bye-bye.